5 steps over 5 videos on how to buy your first property. Hey, what's up guys, Dan Javidi here. I hope you're all well. So this is video number 1 of 5 that I'm going to be bringing to you, which has 5 simple steps on how to buy your first property. And that doesn't matter if you're looking to buy your first property as a first-time buyer, or you're looking to buy your first buy-to-let property and you already own your own home. Over the next 5 simple and short videos, I'm going to talk about mindset, which is what today's video is all about. Then the next video is all about the right property for you. And then the third video is going to be all about the costs involved. Number 4, all about the cash. Where's the money? How are you going to get the funds to buy that property? And the final video, last but not least, is how you get your money out. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into this video. Now, buying your first property, whether you're a first-time buyer or you want to buy your first buy-to-let property, the principles are pretty much the same. And we're going to start with the most important one, which is your mindset. If I go back to when I bought my first property, I had everything going against me. I had no cash, I didn't have a trust fund, I didn't have rich parents. I literally had to find a way in order to get onto the property ladder. And I knew that it was going to be one of the easiest routes for me in order to create wealth. If we look back at history, more millionaires have been created through real estate. So real estate is definitely the place to play in if you want to become successful, if you want to build wealth, or if you want to build some sort of financial freedom. But if you're watching this video and thinking, you know what, Dan, I don't really want to be a millionaire, I just want to know how I can get on that property ladder and buy my first property, it all starts with the mindset. Now, I've said this on a couple of videos, the best salesperson to yourself is you. You can sell yourself anything. You can also convince yourself not to do something. And this is the biggest difference maker to people who do buy a property and people who don't. Because all of those other things, cost, finance, risk, everything that you perceive as being something that you can or can't do, actually is all relatively easy, and we're going to cover all of those things in the next videos. The biggest one that I can't do, it's all down to you, is your own mindset. Now, the best time to buy property was years ago. The second best time is right now. Forget what's going on in the market, forget all of the media hype of the economy crashing and property prices dropping by like 50%. Forget what's going on with banks, and forget what's going on in things like the rental market or development market and selling and buying new homes. The right time to buy property is right now. Yes, it does all depend on the type of property. And we're going to cover that in video number 2. So we're not going to spend time on that right now. As long as you can find the right property, the best time is going to be right now. If anything's been consistent with property, it's that you should always buy property and wait, not wait to buy property. Because over time, no matter what the market does short term, long term, it's going to recover and grow and do quite well for you. So the best time to get started is right now. And one of the things that you need to focus on, you need to hang your hat on, is why. Why do you want to get started? Why do you want to buy a property? Whether it's your first home or whether it's a buy-to-let to produce extra income. And hold on to that why, and never let the reasons why you shouldn't overcome the reasons why you should. And if you're struggling to find a good reason why, because the why nots are literally dominating your thought process and you literally can't think of a good reason to, let me give you some. Think of the future, talk to your future self. If you don't buy a property right now, where are you going to be in 10, 15, 20 years time? A good reason to buy property right now is that so your future self has options. There's this urban myth through young people, especially when I was sort of in my early 20s, that you shouldn't get a mortgage, that you shouldn't buy a property. You need to be flexible just in case you want to go and travel the world, or you want to do this, you want to do that. Well, do you know what? It doesn't matter if you've got a mortgage. It doesn't matter if you own a property. You're able to do these things anyway. Don't let your appetite to potentially do other things than your current job or your current set of circumstances dictate to you not to buy a property, because it is just an urban myth. Now, if you buy a property today, you might have to stretch yourself. You might have to make some sacrifices, and we'll come on to that in a second. But you should do that, because buying a property today in the right set of circumstances for the right price and the right property for you will pay you dividends in the future. Your future self is going to thank you today for doing it. On the flip side, you might be thinking, look, I want a mansion, I want to be a millionaire, I want to have a massive portfolio, I want to be able to do big developments, but it all just seems so far away. Well, it's not. You can't jump straight into all of those things, but it is all very achievable with the right mindset. So we need to work on the mindset that you're going to use to buy number one, or investment property number one, and that mindset will be the same mindset with some tweaks onto bigger and better things. The next thing is imagining and using the law of attraction to get where you want to get on that first property. So if it's a buy to let, think about what sort of buy-to-let going to look like. You might even have an area in mind where those types of properties are there, and you can picture yourself going there and checking the tenant in, or collecting the rent, or going there and doing some maintenance, or going there to visit a refurb because you don't want to do the work yourself. Or maybe the first time buyer, maybe it's an apartment in a block that you really want to live in, by a river or in the city centre, by all the hustle and bustle and the nightlife. Imagine yourself going there and unlocking the door and walking in and making a cup of coffee and sitting on your sofa. Think about what colour the sofa is. Think about how it feels. Think about what you're going to watch on the TV, or maybe when you're going to stand on your balcony and you're looking down at the river or the pubs and the clubs, whatever it is. Think about the detail, because the law of attraction, that detail will transpire into the reality for your first property, and hold on to it. I know it sounds like a fairy tale, it sounds like an urban myth, but I can absolutely promise you, I used to do this. I used to be working in my job, traveling around in my company car, and I used to be thinking about driving to check tenants in, or going to see a refurb and having conversations with builders about tiles and kitchen design and putting a door here. I used to think about driving up in my red Ferrari to development sites and watching big diggers and cranes lifting things in, and talking to project managers and architects and health and safety executives, and it was all a bit of a dream. But what I didn't realize at the time was that this was the law of attraction, because I was thinking about it, focusing my time and focusing my energy on these sorts of things. What I was doing was working towards a reality that I wanted to come true, and it did inevitably happen. So think about these things. Think about driving to the property that you want to see and the estate agent showing you around. Think about how the conversation's going to go when you want to negotiate the price and put your first offer in. And no matter how far-fetched it sounds, just keep thinking about it. Focus your energy on that, and as things start to move forward, keep focusing on it. The law of attraction, it's worked for me, it's worked for other people, and it's going to work for you too. Mindset is the most powerful thing, but think about your reasons why. Never let it go. When the hurdles start coming, just keep thinking of that reason why. Then start to think and picture how it's going to work, the realities of owning that property, how you're going to buy it, viewing it, everything from getting in your car right now and driving to see that first property, driving to see your mortgage broker, filling in the forms, meeting the surveyor there, completing on the property, refurbishing it, to checking your tenants in, or going there and having your first cup of coffee. Mindset is the most powerful thing, and it can absolutely help you get there. But remember, it can also help you not get there. So make sure you're focusing on the right things. So that's it from me. Video number 1 done. Don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll see you all on the next video.